Father, indeed, we're here to say thank you and to honor you and to bless your name. Receive all the glory and all the honor, dear Lord. Oh God, we thank you, Redeemer. So far we can stand and see your faithfulness. And we thank you, Jesus, for the teaching, mighty Redeemer. Even how to know to encounter with your Holy Spirit. We bless you and we worship you. And we give all the glory and all the honor. It is in Jesus' name we pray and give thanks. Come on, clap for Jesus.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. I believe if you wanted to give Jesus a clap, you would do exactly that in Jesus' name. Hallelujah. We were told yesterday if you are younger than 75, ama ilikuwa nini? 65. Mimi nimeweka younger than 75. You look for 5 people and give them a high five. Mwambie, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. 5 people walk around people you didn't know. Mwambie, it's good to see you this session. Hallelujah. Mwambie, they are looking young. They are looking young. We thank God. You can walk around somebody you don't know. Make a friend or two in the presence of the Lord. Hallelujah. How has it been so far? It's been amazing, right? It's been amazing. I know we've had different things, but we all have that one thing that has stood out for us. For those who are coming for this session as the first session of their ICC experience, karibuni sana. Let's appreciate them. I'm seeing a few new faces. Karibuni sana. As we are standing up like that, we are going to welcome the lovely Miss Bernadette Wainana to bring the message. Let's make her feel at home. Even as she gets here, let's make Adi afike hapa. Mpe shangwe na mbwembwe afike. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. And thank you, our praise and worship team. Asanteni sana. Please be seated. Good morning. So today, I hope you're fresh, feeling lovely. You have been refreshed outside. And we're going to refresh ourselves on some skills of body language before we go to dining. Is that going to be a good conversation this morning? Body language, and I'm going to watch what you're looking like this morning. Media team, tafadhali. So we're going to look at non-verbal communication. And non-verbal communication for me is mainly what we are as people. Before you talk, we know what you're thinking. So, what is non-verbal communication? We can say it's an act of conveying information without the use of words. So if I look at you, I'll know whether you're happy, you're tired, you're disappointed. This might involve using certain facial expressions or hand gestures to make a specific point, or it could involve the use of non-use of eye contact, physical proximity, that is how close you are to the person, and other non-verbal cues to get the message across. So, for example, if, assuming somebody is here and they say, oh, I say, how are you? And they tell me, I'm not very well this morning. What normally do we do? If it's a lady, for example, what do? We come closer and say, oh, I'm so sorry, what's happening? Isn't it? Even if I never said I'm so sorry and just came closer to her and I hugged her, does that give her warm, like we are together, I feel you, I understand, I'm sorry, without me saying, isn't it? It does do that. So is non-verbal communication therefore then important? Do you think it's important? Or I just pack my things and go away? Yeah, it is important, isn't it? It is, and I like to, numbers don't lie, so I like to look at numbers sometimes, because my other work involves numbers. So some researchers suggest that the percentage of non-verbal communication is 4 times that of verbal communication, with 80% of what we communicate involving our actions and gestures versus only 20% being conveyed with the use of words. So that's why you see, for example, sometimes when you're watching TV, you have that non-verbal person doing the sign language. Yes, that's for a specific audience, but even if you didn't know sign language, sometimes you understand what they're saying, isn't it? I see you, my sister. Good morning. Types of non-verbal communication involve facial expressions. That is, you can show happiness, you can show anger, you can show sadness, or even fear, isn't it? You can tell somebody who is fearful of something or who is shocked. Then there are those gestures like waving, pointing, those things. Then paralinguistics. I said that correctly, I'm Kikuyu, Araero conversations. So tone of voice, loudness, inflection, and pitch. So if I came here and I said, "Good morning, how are you? How are you doing today?" Will that be a conversation you want to listen to for long? I think you would excuse yourself to the washroom and not come back, Cindy. Yeah, so pitch is part of what we use to communicate. Pitch, tone, how loud are you? How low are you? Again, if I went like, "Good morning, how are you? You okay? I'm here to talk to you about the verbal communication, non-verbal communication." You'll be like, "What is she saying? What's wrong with her? She's a bit maybe unwell or something." So you have to balance that so that then you're audible, at the same time not annoying and not struggling to be heard. So again, we have proxemics, the need for personal space. And yesterday I spoke to that. Yeah? So don't come near people, and please switch off your camera. I come near you. I see how uncomfortable you can get. So imagine I'm talking to him here, and then I come here. What will you do? Can you see already his leg is moved? Did you see? We didn't even get there, yeah? So respect personal space. It's very, very important. Personal space for everybody. It doesn't matter who. But when you want to hug somebody, again, that's another space. But personal space is very, very important. Then eye gaze. What's your eye gaze looking like? Is it that I'm talking to you and you're looking down? Or you're talking to people and you're looking down and you're saying, "Yeah, so I was talking about non-verbal communication." What does that tell you? You're wondering, why is she not looking at us? Is she saying the truth? Isn't it? There's something about that doesn't really talk to the space. And then haptics, communication through touch to express affection, familiarity, and sympathy. Remember that hug of the sick person we just spoke to? Yeah? Then appearance, choice of clothing, hairstyle, and other appearance factors. So if I came here in my pajamas and you're told, "This is our speaker for today," how will that go? Do you think even pastor would have allowed me to come here up and say, "Ai, leo naona kama itakuwa ngumu," si ndio? Yeah, you got to you talk before with how you look before you actually open your mouth. And then at the artifacts, use of objects and images of communication. So like doctors, if I came here with the stethoscope, is it? And soldiers, if I came with a gun, the Maasai warrior with their regalia, and pastor, the minute, where is our good friend today? He had a collar yesterday. Anyone with a collar in the house? We will know you are a pastor immediately, isn't it? Yeah, so that's what we're looking at today. And I want to just go through a few of body language positions that can inform us on a few things. So the first one, I want to concentrate on things that show that you're interested. And I want us to look at these charts from that side, coming this way. Okay? So, as I look at most of you, your head is a bit tilted. That means you're interested in what I'm about to say, or you're interested to hear what's new. Yeah? You make the other person feel supported when you do that, relaxed and understood. And also, it's also a sign of empathy. So, for example, if this gentleman here, and I hope you don't mind, sir, me using you as an example, if he was to encounter her and she introduces herself and says, oh, by the way, I'm here, but I couldn't make it yesterday because I had a sick person in hospital. Oh, that's usually how we go, isn't it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Automatically, your head tilts because you want to show you're sorry, you're with them, you embrace that conversation. The second one, this one, media team, kindly. Yes. The second one, this one, she has a smile and she has her hand there. It's not this. See, yeah, uzuni nihi. Are we together? It's a difference. This is a different conversation altogether, very different. This, with a smile on the face, shows that you have impressed me. So, for example, when Pastor was speaking in the morning, I was looking around the room so that I could come here and give examples. When Pastor was giving examples of what we can do with our day and how much we can fill in, I saw. Like, huh? That could be me. There were people thinking through their day and how I was seated at the back. I know some of you are wondering, where was she? I was hapo chini. Kumbuka jana niliwaambia usiwe showstopper. Umekuja late. Saa hiyo ndio you are stopping the kanisa. Unakaa nyuma, unagoja. So I was there. So this shows that you've interested me by the way you think or articulate yourself. And this could be either your boss. I'll give you things that you can do in the office and socially. So this could be your boss or an audience, like today. And please note, there is no empathy in this one. It's interest. Empathy was this one, the first one, yeah? And that is in social circles, even in an office situation when you're not dealing with colleague, you're dealing with a colleague but who is a friend. Are we together so far? The second one is a business conversation. We are talking business, we are talking, okay, so we can make money that way. So how do, no. Oh, that's interesting. Are you seeing the difference? The third one is a leaning forward. So, for example, you're seated on a desk or something, and then as the person continues to talk, could mean I'm not really believing what you're saying. I'm a bit skeptical. You probably need to talk a little more or show me more or give me more facts so that I'm this way. You know, like, when can we start this? You know? But if I'm nodding, but the gesture here is not talking to you. It means something different, yeah? Then the Clinton box. I don't know whether you remember when President Clinton was president, he used to talk a lot with his hands and, you know, a lot. Then suddenly, he stayed in a certain box. He was coached by his media team, and he had to stay his gestures more close to him. What happens is when the hands are all over the place, you look like you're out of control. Like haggard and, you know, dealing with a lot. But when you're composed, when you're together, people tend to focus. They don't have too much space. They are focused. And that way, and that's why you're told when you're presenting, don't be all over the place. Pick a space within the center of the stage so that this side doesn't feel abandoned and this side doesn't feel abandoned, but you can't be here all the time. Yeah? Because that lady can't see me. So she'll lose interest. Yeah? But if you play within, and you notice when you're new to public speaking, normally there will be a star where you can't pass and a star. And then you know, this is my play box. Yeah? So you'll play between that and that. Yeah? So that's a Clinton box. And usually people who are in PR like to do that a lot. So this is limiting the hand movement, keeping them within the Clinton box. It shows confidence, trustworthiness, and truthfulness. The speaker is not overdoing their hand gestures and as if to cover up for something. Yeah? And then the last one is drawing with your hands. So that means I'm connected with the topic and fully understand it. Also, note good eye contact with that gesture. So I can be saying, then we went and went and went, and I'm looking at her straight in the eye. So you're feeling even the movement of the going. Or I say something, that book was heavy. You feel it was heavy. But if I say, that book was so heavy, you'll be like, did she mean heavy or some other word? Yeah? But if I say heavy, and I show with some gestures that it was heavy, you'll feel the weight and you'll be more engrossed to know how did I then carry it. But if I say it was so heavy, it might not be that heavy that I meant. Yeah? So more hand gestures, agreement as media. The handshake shows agreement, and I want you to note. The sign of plus and star and the money sign on top. I've put those deliberately. The one with the money means that gesture can be used for your business transactions or business in the office or whatever. Plus, it can be on and off, and star, it's very social, church, wherever you are, yeah? So the equality sign is when you greet. Does somebody mind greeting me? Somebody come on stage and greet me, please, because we have a few gestures to do that so that I can demonstrate that. Nice to see you. First of all, give me a hug. Amen. Yeah. Good. So we are equal. Can you see us? We are equal. But if I turn that hand like that, I'm dominant. And you'll notice most of the time, when you're greeting somebody like a president or United Nations guy, he'll greet you and say, allow me to. So, can you hear me? For this one, allow me to not have a. So he will greet you or she will greet you and do this. Are you seeing that? I'm truly in control. Okay? All like that. Have you seen the presidents greet you like that? They will have this hand under you like that, and then they will do it. They are truly the presidents. Yeah? So that the greeting and your handshake must be really firm, so that then you show like you're confident. But if you greet her like that, you feel disregarded, isn't it? Yeah, so you need to, don't squeeze to kill, yeah, but have a firm handshake. It's important. And at the same time, when you greet her, look her in the eye, all right? Eye contact, handshake, and if you want to respect somebody, you should never do that, okay? Straight. Because then you're equal. You're telling her, we are connected, we are together. But if you do this, you're saying dominance. And that happens a lot. Thank you, my sister. That happens a lot in meetings. When we are going to negotiate for shamba or something, and it's my shamba you're buying. To show you the price I say stays. Tumeelewana hapo? Okay, the next one is self-confidence, and it shows dominance and commanding. Please take my instructions. So we are going to go outside the gate, on our left, to the cooperative bank. Are we together? Am I communicating? Thank you. The next one is assertive, confident, and dominant. So, the people over there, are we together? Huko tuko pamoja? Are you seeing my hand? It's not like this. I'm not asking. Nasema tuwe pamoja. Are we together? So there are lots of, so you'll see most of the time when politicians are asking us for votes, they will do this. Naomba kura zenu, wananchi sio. When they come, hata kule nitawaambia nitatengeneza huko. Are you seeing the hand? It may change, and it's some of them may not even know about the gesture, by the way. It is just something because it's the truth comes from the heart. So it just comes out. It just, Niko juu yenu. And, but when they want something, yes. So then the last one is, I'm the boss. These are the instructions, and you need to hear. So there are two ways to this. Let me just show you. So, we agreed. Are you feeling small? If I do this, then we are good. Get together. Lakini kufanya hivi, na wafinyilia. So the next slide is about facial gestures. And the first one is pleasure. So I'm in agreement, friendly and pleasant to you. You can see smiling, direct eye contact, we are happy. The second one is a show of dominance and commanding. Please take my instructions. Are we together? You feel commanded, isn't it? It makes you feel, it's stern, no smile, firm, direct into your eye. The bosses normally will talk a lot like that sometimes. So then you can now be very truthful, you can be very open, but at the same time, if the eye is very cold, it's an instruction. If the eye is looking at you, but you know how to smile with your eyes, you learned with the mask. No? We all did. We could tell when somebody was smiling with us, even without seeing the teeth and the mouth, isn't it? Yeah, we all learned how to smile with our eyes. So when you give eye contact and you want to be friendly, please smile with your eyes. But if they are stern and cold, that's in the office when you want the instructions given, but they also show that you're open and you're truthful. Then the third one is nodding your head. Our Shah and Patel, Yeah? But I did happen to go for some courses in Japan. They will nod, but they don't necessarily agree with you. So they will nod out of respect, because you know very well Japanese are very, very respectful, but they will not necessarily need to be agreeing with you. So you need to give a bit more fact, a bit more information for them to accept what you're saying. So when you see a Japanese doing this, talk more. Talk more, give more facts, be more factual, probably with figures, but they are not yet with you. Yeah? Then, but usually it's a sign of showing enthusiasm, agreeing with you, accepting of what you're saying. Then the head nod is, I'm listening, I'm confirming that that is true. So you'll see most of the Christians, when the pastor is here and reads a verse and interprets it and says, here Jesus wanted us to know this, you will see, yes, I agree, I confirm that I believe that, that kind of nodding. So the next ones, which we are almost coming to an end, don't feel so. The first one is dominant and in control. And this, because I'm coming to other gestures for ladies, ladies do not now stand like this. Huh? That's out. It's not our portion. But gentlemen, you can stand like that. It's okay. It shows confidence. It shows you're in control of the situation. You're good. But don't then over-exaggerate. Yeah? It's a dominance kind of situation. And you'll notice most of our headmasters when we were growing up. Do you recall your headmaster? Alikuwa anasimama aje? Si ndio? Hivyo, parade. Nyinyi standard 5 nilisema. So then legs wide, it's a passive, relaxed gesture. This is a reserve of only men. Ladies, how do we sit? Let me take my chair. So if I sit here, you can all see me now? Yeah? So the second gesture, am I in your way? Sorry, I keep moving. I'm really sorry. So the second gesture is for men, the wide legs. If you look at them in the room, that's how they are seated, default. Okay? That's true. I'm not lying. But for ladies, remember, you do not sit like this. Please stand if you can't see me. If you don't take anything else home today, take this one. You do not sit like this, because the minute you cross your legs at the ankle, this opens. Now imagine if I had a dress that is not too short, but it's hitting here. What happens to you? I'm on a billboard completely, isn't it? Now, ladies, we never sit like this. I know many people say, just cross your leg, you'll be fine. No, you won't. This is not okay. It's open. So, how do we sit as ladies? We sit with one leg in front of the other. Can you see how my legs are? Immediately, this closes. Immediately. You don't even need to struggle. I hear, tuck in, close, and then tuck in. No. Now, if you tuck in and you have a dress that is a bit like sticking, what are you telling this person here? Huh? Kuna cinema hapa, sindio? Those are not your things. Just sit with your one leg in front of the other. This closes immediately. And you'll notice that I want you to all go watch the Queen, the late Queen. See how she sat. Fortunately, I did my etiquette in London, so I have a lot of those mannerisms. But you sit like that, ladies. You do not cross your legs at any given time. At any given time. Just remember that. Yeah? And then the last one, where the gentleman is very 90 degrees, that tells us you're ready to debate and you're disagreeing with whatever it is. You're ready to argue, seriously ready to argue. Okay? I do not agree with you. And you'll notice when you're talking, and then somewhere a gentleman does that. That conversation, especially if it's football or concerning some passionate conversation like that, is going down. Yeah? Then hands behind. Remember we spoke of hands in front? Hands behind like this. I am just receiving whatever it is, and I'm confident of what I'm doing or saying. Now, this one is, you know what? I know better. Yeah? I know better. In fact, I'm looking down at you guys because I know these things. Yeah? And then this one, which you either dip one thumb into a pocket. That one, most of the time, even ladies do it when they have a trouser. I feel confident with myself, and I'm cool. Especially our youth there. I'm cool. And they'll pause. So it's and also when it's a man doing that to a young lady, he's flirting with you. Mm-hmm. Then hands on hips. I'm ready. I'm prepared. I'm aggressive, and I'm dominant. Like when you're, I don't know whether in the church you do some maybe exercises. Somebody takes you through maybe team building and you've done exercises, then you'll notice people are like, what's next? I'm ready for this. They are breathing, they are aggressive at that point because they have done some adrenaline something, and they are ready to move to the next level. Okay? So but it's not a good sign if now I'm meeting you and I'm like, hi, how are you? It's either I'm telling you I'm all this and more, or something else, yeah? So the first, large jaw movements on your face, they express self-assured. They are self-confident, the person, the two faces you see there. The large, you know, like, I never know how to drop my jaw very well, but you know what I mean. The jaw will move more, you know, like, or they'll, even if they don't make a noise, they'll have an expression using the jaw. Okay? Then relaxed shoulders, and I see a lot of that in the room. You're comfortable, you're courageous. which is a good thing. Then straight position. Okay. Straight position with your arms not clenched, not folded, they're open. You're just there. You're open. You are ready to tell off somebody, or you're proud. And then rapport, you're talking, you're agreeing and accepting and maybe mirroring each other. Have you ever had a very difficult conversation across a table with a friend or with somebody? If you started mirroring them, you notice they'll move to your side. I don't know whether you've ever tried that. Mirror their actions. Just do what they're doing. If they do this, do it. If they yawn, yawning is contagious anyway. You'll yawn whether you want to yawn or not, isn't it? But mirror them, the conversation becomes easier because they feel like you're similar or you're agreeing to what they are saying. And then you have your turn to strike back if you don't agree, of course. Okay, so then does the opposite apply? If all these gestures then, does the opposite apply? Remember I told you 80% of our body language is what communicates, 20% is words. That's not my making, it's research. So for each of the body gestures, facial expressions that we've discussed today, the opposite applies. So if you do the opposite, you remember the hands rubbing? If I rub them slowly, we agreed what that means. So anything that I have shown, the opposite will apply as well. So in nonverbal communication, either at work or at home, there is a difference. So there are so many things you can't apply there. Yeah? But at home, sometimes our young ones, as parents, you'll notice you're talking to them and their hands are folded. Do you think you're communicating? Wamekufungia. There is a screen already. Where unaongea zako. Talk to the hand. So as parents or as guardians, we need to look for a way to get into their space so that we talk to each other in a better way. In conclusion then, to better appreciate the message, one should pay close attention to both verbal and non-verbal gestures and actions. Look out for conflicting verbal and non-verbal gestures and actions, and also one should learn how to use non-verbal gestures and actions to complement the communication or the message. I feel before I go to that table, I want to finalize a bit on some few things I didn't touch on yesterday. Was it too much? Should I go there again? Okay, good. Thank you. Now that I have your permission. We will do dining in a minute. But I wanted to talk to your colors as you wear your clothes. You allowed me. Yeah? Have you not? Yeah, so I'll go there. Unfortunately or fortunately. So how you know what color complements your skin color, and it doesn't matter whether you're brown, chocolate, or a bit dark like myself, you go to a shop. You know these shops that sell materials in Gara or in Biashara Street? Go to a shop with a friend and probably with a mirror. You're not buying. And this applies to men. You know, men go to a shop and nataka blue shirt. Nataka ya blue. So the shopkeeper will bring all kinds of blues. Inaonekana mzuri. No, we are not going to go there, yeah? So first, put different color of material on your hand or against your face. The mirror is here. Put a pink, see how that looks. Leave it there. Put another type of pink or a brown or, I don't know, some Look at the color wheel, colors that follow each other. Put each and see which one does. Macho yako itakwambia, this one is crashing with me, this one is not. Then go to the earthy colors like orange, brown, all those, and put. I know the men are already tired. They're like, oh, no. Your wives will do that. Trust me. They will help you. It's worth it. You spend only 15 minutes in that shop, and you will buy colors that complement you for life. Trust me. It's worth it. Trust me. I did that with my husband. He was resistant, but he came round and he agreed. So if you put those colors, then you'll see what talks better to you, and you will be carrying or buying clothes with colors that talk to that. Whether they are flowered or plain, they will have those colors. And I hope Joy doesn't mind. Look at her. That dress complements her completely. She looks wonderful, amazing. Joy, please stand up. Can you see that color on her? Yeah? I'm sorry. My intention is not to embarrass you. We are learning. But you look amazing. Yes. So that color complements Joy. Not to say that because I am brown, then orange will look good on me. Try. We all have different shades. God is that creative. We could all be brown or all be chocolate, but different colors will look differently on us. So try what I have told you. So Joy can buy anything, even if it's a sack on orange, she'll look fantastic. You can see. Now, does that apply to me? I don't know. Does that apply to you? I don't know. So try that. Put colors on you and see how that comes through. We then we talked to homeware, but not completely. I'm going there. I want to address both the youth and the older folks, like myself. When we are at home, at any given time, your litmus test is to check if somebody knocks the door there, the way I look, and I'm not saying you wear heels or suits or some crazy things like that at home, but the way I look, will I need to change? If you won't need to change, and these are the people who are visiting you on this particular day, your pastor, your friend at work, maybe your boss, your kawaida friend who you hang out with and go to soccer with, and your mother. Will you need to change? Those are the questions. There's something that I was always told by my mom, that if you want to know you have done a good piece of work, after you have finished, if you are wiping this podium and your work was to wipe it, after you are done, assume Jesus is standing here, because Jesus is everywhere, sindio? So he is standing here and he asks you, Bernadette, what were you doing, or what have you just done? If you are to say, oh, Yesu ni wewe, goja kidogo, wacha nipanguze vizuri. If you are to say that, that table was not done with the right intention. Lakini if you are proudly saying, Yesu, hii ndio meza nilikuwa napanguza na nimemaliza, you've done a good job. So your litmus test in everything you do, specific things. Scare yourself. And then go back to your Mutuba person, buy those pieces that talk to that space. Correct? This is not about expensive clothing. It's working with what you have. I hope we are understanding each other. Sisimami hapa nasema muende mununue nguo, hapana. You have clothes that will work. That's what I want you to work with. Yeah? And then in the house, as we cook, wamama. Naongea na sisi. As we cook, Are we looking like hiyo chakula is done well or not done well because of how we look? Ama mzee atakuangalia atshindwe, is that food okay? Are we supposed to eat it because of the person serving it? Not because the food is bad. The food could be first class. But the way you look, kama ni chapo uko na unga huko, umetoka kitchen na kila mtu anajua what you are doing. Is that something we want? Vaa ako ka apron vizuri. Put the food on the table, karibisha watu, omba, watu watashangaa. Even if that food was burnt, imagine the love that you have presented it with, it will pass the test. Sindio? And that I'm talking to our young ladies, our young men, our young mothers, our older folk, everyone, yeah? Because we all at home are not choosing what we are doing, are we? Tunabagua makazi. Ama tunafanya kila kitu. Yeah, now, after all that, after you have done all that, we all know that this water of Nairobi sio mzuri sana, si ndio? Inaletwa na Bauza, kesho inaletwa na kitu ingine na labda wametoa kwingine. Kanso mtu wa kuweka dawa ameweka nusu. We know our water is not very clean, si ndio? So, when you are in school, there were those, I don't know what they are called, the worms that go through your skin. So, unazijua? It's good to deworm. Men and women. It's good to deworm. Any doctor in the house supporting me? It's good to deworm. And how do we deworm? Every 3 months, you just put it in your phone. If you take Zentel today, Zentel is a dawa of deworming. If you go to your chemist, it's a very effective one. So if you take it today, you take it in another 3 months. It helps clear your face. Na mtu anaweza kushinda hapa akisema mimi nakunywa maji. Your skin is nice. What do? I take a lot of water. Lakini hawajakwambia they deworm. We unaenda ndoo ya maji unakunywa. Lakini your skin haifanyi what you want. Please try and deworm. You'll thank me later about the face or the body. It helps. It helps. And you also don't, the worms make you sometimes overeat. So you notice that your body will be able to take the nutrients it needs without overdoing anything. Yeah? So try that. You thank me later. Now, I wanted to touch a bit on visiting people. Visiting people and visiting each other. Tukitembea kwa mama, tunaendanga aje? Mam, tumekuja. Mikono mitupu. Ama tunaingia aje? Iko kiondo? I'm talking to the young ones. Nataka kusikia. Iko kiondo? Haya. This kanisa is blessed. Iko kiondo tukienda kutembea kwa our friends. Our friends. Not mama. Our friends. Haya. Iko kiondo tukienda, let's say we are maids in a wedding na tunalala kwake. What's your good name? Esther. Sisi ndio maids. Tunajua huko ndiko tunakula dinner, tunakula breakfast, tumebebana na makeup zetu na nguo zetu za kushine kesho. Tunabeba nini? Kweli? Kweli. Me, I think the side wako very nini. Side is just scared. I'm wondering, but I agree with you, my brother. I think we need to just relearn a few things. When we are visiting anybody, it doesn't matter. Nimesikia watu wengine wakisema, huko kwao mimi siendi na kitu, wako na kila kitu. It doesn't matter. It could even be your kitchen garden kenye kako karibu na nyumba hivi hapo, tusukuma kata tuingine, peleka. Usiende umesimama, tafadhali. Take what you have, and it doesn't matter what it is. Kama ni mtu wa kuangalia umeleta nini, sasa huyo si rafiki mzuri. Si ndio? We umekuja na roho safi na kenye uko nayo. It could be one item. It doesn't matter. Usibebane ati kiondo mimi sina pesa sitatembea kwao, hapana. It could even be anything from your pantry, your kitchen pantry, anything. Or it could be something you made with your own hands. But carry something. And I'm talking to the younger ones especially. I think the older generation, our moms made sure that that happens. But the younger generation, tafadhali, hata kama unafika kwa kina kama na ni pale, ingia na something. Muulize madhe ni aje madhe, I need to see kama leo. Nibebe nini? Tea bags nikibeba kuna zingine kwa nyumba. Ama hii sukari nikibeba, carry something. Are we together? Sisi wote tuko pamoja? Fantastic. So make sure that you carry something. The younger generation, how are we behaving at home? Tunaingia tunafunga bedroom. We shut the door. Mama ndiye huyo kitchen ama sister. Kitchen amepika. Unatoka. Dina ni aje? So you can do something also. So you can do something. Yeah, we must be part and parcel. And I like what Pastor Alice told me today, that the part that I missed when the bishop was preaching. She mentioned something about us that we are so versatile, we can do so much in one day. We can do so much. Just when you think you have really given your all, there is more to do. So, hata kama umetoka uni, job, wapi, na umefika home, even if you are feeling how tired, even if you are ushering in church and you had heels, na umechoka yako yote, God will give you the grace. If you have the heart to help, He'll give you the grace to do it. Agreed or not? Sindio? Tusifunge hiyo mlango. Sometimes mzazi yako kitchen anafikiria sasa huyu mtoto, what have I not done? Tunaendanga hapo. Tunajiblame sisi. We wonder, what have I not done? If it's prayer, sorry my brother. If it's prayer, we are praying. If it is mannerism, nimesomesha. Proverbs 8:22. Tumefanya kila kitu, we are hoping the child will come back after all that. However, you have jukumu yako. You have. Because you live in that house. Hauitishwi rent, hauitishwi chakula, hauitishwi ni... What is so difficult about washing those vyombos? Ni nini mbaya? Hakuna, sindio? We can do something. If nothing else, let us go home today and do that. Now, there are 4 or 5 balances that I want to talk, especially to the young people, but even to the older, I want to remind you. There are things that we have to do. And at first, we must start with spiritual. You must do your spiritual bit, whether it's the reading of the Bible, fellowship, whatever you do, and that's a daily base. Spiritual. Family, the second one. You must contribute something to the family. Not money. It could be, but it doesn't have to. You must do something within that family, where you are. It's not a lodging and you wake up, shower, go, come back, eat and sleep. Lazima uwe na jukumu. You must be able to give your bit within the family. And your bit could be so many things on so many levels. I don't want to prescribe that. Yeah? And then there is now your professional. Whatever you do that brings you food on the table, that must happen, and happen well. Remember, Jesus is standing in all this. Sio kusoma Bible because on your plan of the day umeandika Bible for 30 minutes and reflection as well. Unasoma ukiangalia saa. Akikuuliza, amesimama hapo akuuliza umesoma nini? What's the application? What are you going to do differently? Tutamwambia wacha nirudie hiyo scripture ama kutaenda aje. The same with those vyombos. Kama umejaribu leo nitaoshea madhe vyombos. Are you washing them so that she comes and looks at a glass and wonders, my goodness, shall I repeat all of them, or are you washing them well? At work, are you the kind who is on social media when the boss is coming, you have 2 screens opened? Sasa umefungua ile ya job because boss anakam. Or are you genuinely working? Remember, you can carry on and say, me, I don't steal from anybody. Me, I'm a good Christian. But the minute you are using the time of the employer for your personal things, you are stealing, my brother and sister. Just remember that. You're stealing because that boss is not going to give you half the salary, will they? Hawatakata. Watakupatia kila kitu. So you make sure that if you're given your time to the employer, you've given your 100%. You can take your phone because there are some emergencies that come, but it doesn't mean that now YouTube ndio hiyo, Instagram ndio you can receive a call. There are some offices, due to the sensitivity of what you do, you can't receive until you have a break. Whichever the rule, please do not steal time from your employer. The other 4th thing, and I want you to see where it lies, these are your relationship or your social conversations. Can you see it's the last one? Lakini madhe atawekwa hapo kwa kona na vitu zenye anataka ndio friend yangu tuende na yeye sijui wapi. Are you seeing? That is the order of how it should go. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have friends, but you should have done all these other things before you now take off and disregard everything else. And if that friend is not able, if you go with that friend today and is not able to help you do the spiritual, the family, the office, that is not a friend. Are we together? So, for example, you do a sleepover kwa kina Esther. Na asubuhi Esther aseme kujeni tukule breakfast. Hakuna maombi, hakuna nini. Si ume lose your focus kidogo. Yes, you will, and I'm not saying you segregate your friends away. You will try and talk to Esther and tell her, how about we started it this way, this way, this way. But if you try and you see, hii haiendi pahali, what do? We are on our knees for her, yeah? But you shouldn't hang out too long because you can be strong but not too strong. Correct or not? Young ones, am I saying something? Are we here? So that's very, very important. And I will ask my sister to please bring the table closer so that we can have the dining etiquette. So we have to balance our lives. Balance, give it, and I'm not dictating what you should do with which facet of your life, but we are all in different seasons. Know the season that you're in, carry it with grace, and always, always dedicate it to the Lord, whichever season it is. Yeah? So make sure those things are taken care of. Make sure for the young ladies or the young men, when you're about to get married, you call women or men of God to help you with your shower or bridal shower or whatever it is. These days I hear there are all sorts of things. Call somebody who will give you a bank account, in the sense that you can visit that advice and recall how it was put, and you use it for that moment that you will need it. Are we together? Usiseme, no, we don't want wamama hapa. Ni wazee. They are yesterday's conversation. Yesterday's conversation has worked until now. Sindio? That conversation, you need it, my dear. Why? Because these people have weathered so many seasons. And those seasons are going to come to your space. You do need something to call on to work with at that level. So don't say, oh, me, I'm with my friends. We're doing a baby shower with my friends. It's okay. That baby shower can be with your friends. But the advisor, let them be weathered people. Tuko pamoja? Nimesema something? Good. Now tutakula. Na sio chakula ya ukweli. Ni ile ya nini? Ya mauongo. Tulikuwa tunaita aje? Hiyo ndio tutakula. So you will concentrate on the screens because we cannot all see here. I will set the table quietly and then I will explain it. Is that okay? And the first setting, I don't want to set hotel style. We are not all going to the hotel. I want you to assume you have a friend this weekend coming for lunch. Si tumesema tutakuwa kidogo suited, kidogo ka apron, sijui tumesema? Si tumesema? Sasa uko na ka apron, umeseta kwa table, friend yako anakuja. It's not expensive. We are using what we have. Tuko pamoja? Okay. You'll allow me not to talk for this one, as I said. Alafu nitakuja nitaongea what I've done. Because I can't use one hand. Allow me. So there is a mat, or if you don't have a mat, you don't have to have it. Okay? But it's a good thing to have if you have. We are at home. I'll do two setups, hotel and home. So we are at home. So there is a mat. There is a plate for food. I'm assuming that the guests will come. Let me give my assumptions so that we are clear. I'm assuming the guests will come and sit down, and then maybe the food is somewhere put out with the hot pot. Watachukua sahani, wajiserve. If you're the one serving on to them, then it's a different conversation, and I'll talk to that. So I've come into this house and I've sat down. So we are still talking. So I've sat down and we are at the table. So the first thing I'll do. So I want you to ignore the table. This side. Don't look at that. I want you to concentrate on this only. So, I have come, there is a napkin, and not a napkin of paper, ni ile ya material. Tumeelewa? So, you'll take it on your left, and you put it on your lap. Si hapa, huh? Si uko, ni hapa. Tumeelewana? Then, you're not going to sit. Are you seeing how I'm seated? There is space between my chair and my back. Wrong. So you pull yourself closer to the table and you sit with your back onto the back of the chair. Okay? So, in this case, I'm assuming you've gone all out. Uko na ka salad. So we always start with salad. Na salad haiwekwi na chakula. Tuko pamoja? Am I speaking with somebody? Weka salad kwa hii something. By the time you come, that was setting. So you'll go get your salad. You're the host. Remove this. Okay? So you remove that so that the person can come. And that was for picture perfect. Sisi wata tunataka guest akuje, hey, tumegojewa. That one. Niyo. So we have two knives. I will first ignore that. And 2 forks. So you always start. I'm assuming labda uko na soup ata. So kakona ka bowl ka soup. We'll assume this is our cup. Our cup is the bowl for now. So salad, bado hatujachukua. Tumechukua soup. So we eat soup. We eat soup. We don't drink soup. We eat soup. So you will, then there's the spoon will always scoop away from you. Away from you. Not into you. Away from you. Tumeelewana? So, ikifika pale chini pale hivi, si hivi, tuna tilt. Sorry, I have the mic, I have everything, I have to bend. So, tuna tilt your bowl. Sina kuanga, munaelewa, si kikombe. So, tuna tilt, we scoop it away from us, and we get it to our mouth. Away, and we don't get it away into our mouth with a sound until we are slapping it. Kama ni moto, you have more conversation. Are we together? Have more conversation, lakini usifanye hivi. Hapana. Have more conversation. Si ulikuja kuongea? Hatukuja kuona TV. By the way, I hope when visitors come to your house, the TV is off. Wameacha TV kwao. Kwa nini wakuja waone kwako? Si ndio? Yeah, the TV must be off so that there is conversation. Okay. Na wenye wamezoea, Wi-Fi ni nini? Wi-Fi, mko na Wi-Fi hapa? Please. Wachana na hiyo kitu, wachana nayo kabisa. Sawa? Wachana na Wi-Fi na TV. TV yenu haifanyi? Ebuleta remote nani? You didn't go to do that. You went to have conversation. Otherwise, ungekaa kwako, ukae comfortable, watch TV, na uweke Wi-Fi yako. Sindio? So don't do that. So when you get the soup away from you, please always remember that. Away. Scoop, shh, like that. Sio hivi. Haya, tumemaliza soup. You're in a place where you are allowed to enter, so you are friends, or it's a familiar-ish ground. Sindio? Amka. When you're waking up, please don't wekelea hii kitu hivi. Ikae kama ni madhogodhanio. Ifunge vizuri. Fold it nicely. Okay? And put it here. On your mat. Tuko pamoja? When you were eating soup, there was labda kamkate. Ama kaskon or something. There was something. Sasa hiyo kitu, hii knife ilikuwa hapa. Utaiwekelea hapa. Na hautachukua bata hivi unapaka na unarudisha tena na unapaka. You will take the portion of butter that you require for the entire scone you have. You scoop it, you put it on the side. Now that's where you're going to be taking from as you. Lakini knife yako, ushakata hii something, unarudisha hapa. The same with jam and things like that. If it's a shared thing or if it's a dip, I'll talk about cocktails later. But if it's a dip, you do not dip again. Sindio? See, tunaona the mess around that. Yeah, you don't dip again. We'll get there. So anyway, this bread or this corn, you have buttered now. Usichukue yote uweke kwa mouth. Alafu unarudisha. Huyu na huyu na huyu wanaona mate yako, your teeth through that scone. Sindio? So you break it into biteable sizes and you put all of it in. Usiume alafu rudisha. Tumeeleana. And then you do not now with it in the mouth eat your soup. Hapana. Swallow. Hii kitu. Ipatie saliva iende chini. Achana na soup kwanza. Tumeelewana? Same with tea and bread. CV. Swallow is something. Then let the tea meet nothing in the mouth. You sip it. Tuko pamoja? Nione, tuko pamoja? Super. Okay, so tumemaliza soup, tumekunja hii something, tumeiweka kwa mat, tumepeleka hii chafu pali the host will show us. There are some hosts who do not want you to go to the kitchen, and you should not go to somebody's kitchen or bedroom when you visit uninvited. Are we together? Usiseme wacha nikuje nipike boga zangu. Hai. If you don't like what they are serving you, kwani umeenda kuishi? Si utakula tu yenye iko alafu you go on with your life. Usiseme man, me bogas. Even if you are so free with that person, don't do that. It's bad manners. Very bad manners. Do not. If they've not invited you to take this dirty plate to the kitchen, don't. Just ask, where should I place these ones? They will most likely tell you, may I have it? And they will take it to the kitchen. Don't say, no, it's okay, I'm okay. Me sio mgeni. Usiseme wewe sio mgeni, hata kama hiyo ni the 5th time you're visiting. They might not be comfortable with you going to the kitchen this time around. Are we together? So if they tell you, however, you know the kitchen, peleka, it's okay, take it. But don't say, huku. Now you're trying to impress these ones. Huku mimi nimekuja mara mingi, hata najua pali vijiko ziko. Huh? No. Don't do that. That's not your house. Respect the host. Okay? So that's dirty for now. So we have taken. Now we've gone on and served our salad. Remember, if you eat a significant amount of food, which is okay, please don't do that when you visit. Unaona hii sahani iko na rim. Sahani zote ziko na rim. Hiyo rim, hii rim. Mnaona hii rim? Hiyo rim ndio food yako inakuwa. Imagine. Kaa itakuwa enough, we eat first. Kula home. Alafu visit. Lakini usibebane na kuku na samaki na nani mwingine. Hapana. Please. Huh? This is your rim. If you have to feel it. But that's your rim. Hii ni salad, by the way. Sawa? So when you come to salad, remember, do we have a camera? Okay. So remember that when we ate soup, this spoon was on the outer side. Correct? So you start out in. Always. Hata ukikuta knife kwa hoteli ziko 10. Wacha kupanic. Out in. Na kama hii side iko na nyingi kuliko hii, which usually has, start the first item hapa. Ukiletewa sijui niko 7 nini. The first thing, ukiangalia hivyo uone hizi ni nyingi kuliko hii, anza na hii. Whatever is here is what is to eat the first course. Tumeelewana? So these, if you look, were more. Yeah? This side was more. So I just took the spoon and I ate my soup. So I pack it away, I've finished. Imeenda. Now the next one is salad. So if you look at salad, niko na uma pandei na niko na knife pandei. So again, these are weapon. Tusiseme unakumbuka ile nini siku. It's a weapon. This is also a weapon. Don't point at people. In fact, nilisema unakumbuka? So, the thing is to have this always when you're resting. Na isikue ati sasa mkiongea, we ndiye umeshika hii hivi. This is good manners, but wachana nayo. Okay? Leave the knife always under the fork. Hivi. Inalala, fork inaenda juu. Always. Any good waiter in a hotel, we know you are not done. You're still carrying on. But if you're done, it should be fork up, knife lying, because if you put it this way, sometimes you might hit it. Okay? So it's not good to maybe focus here a bit so that they can see how this is looking. So if you put it this way, sometimes you may hit that and it comes to you. Now remember, they are dirty. So always put it this way. This is also correct, but put it this way so that it's away from your interruptions. Okay? So you have finished. Any waiter who is worth their salt will not ask you, umemaliza? They will not. And especially if you go to the bigger hotels, they will just clear it because you're communicating something. This is British. American is different. We are a British colony, so I am telling you the British way. So you cross it away like that, and you're done. Lakini, remember, your back is still on the chair. So there is no way you can say, hey, your salad. You're still upright and respectful. So again, if you had taken to the kitchen, take it. We are still in the home. I'll come to the hotel. So we're done. Okay? Your napkin is still on you, but because I keep waking up, whatever. So it comes in on the left side, from the left side, and out from the left side. Then you have your food. Again, the rim. Tumelewana hapo hivyo. Si unakumbuka? And if it is, you have fish, chicken, and beef, you can mix you can mix beef and chicken. But if you're going white, you go white. Hakuna fish na chicken. I know those two are the same, white meat. But if you're going fish, you go fish. Peke yake. Tuko clear? Are we clear? So remember, you have taken the salads, which sometimes may be half cooked or cooked or not cooked. Umekula, sindio? So now, here, what you'll take is anything cooked. So there could be broccoli and I don't know what that are steamed. Those are the ones you put here. But remember, the intake for the day is a combination of this salad and this cooked. So usijaze mabroccoli tena sasa, ikuwe ndio showstopper. Me, I like greens. So you'll put a small portion, and it's always good. I always do this even in a hotel when there is a buffet. It's not rude to just assume this is the table or buffet. It's not rude at all to come and walk through it. With no plate, nothing. Ndio watu wasiseme unawaruka line. Just walk, see hapo ni nini, hapo ni nini, hapo ni nini, so that you plan your plate. Because ukichukua hapa, uchukue mchele. Uone saute potatoes. Uone mokimo na ugali. Si imejaa? Na tujaenda kwa protein, imagine. Na tujafika kwa boga. Sasa ukienda kwa meza na hiyo plate utakuwa umeangalia hivi. Because you're balancing it. Yeah? But if you plan properly, you have your side dish, your starch, maybe one or two, that's enough. Move on to the meats. Usiseme, na uniwekee soup. Huh? Remember you had soup. Sasa hii maneno mingine ya kusema soup na nini, wachana nayo. This is not where you're going to get full for tomorrow. You have an image to keep. Si tulifanya dressing jana. Sasa umevaa yote alafu hapa umekuja kukosa. Lazima ziendanishe. Sasa uweke either beef, one piece of chicken, na usiseme sipendi hiyo. Ebu nini? Koroga nione nini ingine iko. Hapana. Tafadhali. Please, my brothers and sisters, take what is nearest to you. You're not going to die, I promise. One piece. And especially when you see the buffet and the line is not talking to each other. Labda hii food itaisha. Chukua moja. Be the nice one. Take one and move on. Na usiweke sasa watermelon juu yake. The fruits are to come on a different plate. Nishaona watu kwa wedding wakisema, me Ryan, I'll take everything at the same time. No. Wachana na. If it won't be there when you're done, it's okay. You won't die. I promise you. There's no death that's going to register at that wedding at all. If you don't take any of the fruits or the cake or whatever it is, it's okay. Sindio? Webeba chakula yako, kaa mungwana, go and sit down. And how do we carry? We're not carrying like this. Like we are carrying a bomb. Put your hand under. Okay? Balance. And walk. Are we together? Walk like you're purposeful, like you're going somewhere. Lakini si hivi. Habari Lucy. Mzuri. That means that food, it is peeling like iko na balancing soup. Na balancing tears. Iko na balancing soup. Wachana na hiyo. Sawa? So when you now come here, this is your second last kind of conversation in terms of eating. Now, I had removed this because there was that salad thing I needed to show you. But in a proper setting, you should have this here. This for dessert, and I'll show you about it. So you've eaten. Remember? Fork always on the left. You cut always with the right. Sindio? Always. Si unakata hivi. Watu wa lefti nisameni kidogo. Tuta exchange hivi. Lakini most of the people, ndio your strong hand ya kukata. So you always kata and so it's never this way. Nishaona watu wakishika nyama hivi wanakatia hapa. It's always this way. So you cut the piece that you want to put in your mouth, not the key piece, a piece that you want to put in your mouth here, then you come. Okay? And you rest your knife and your fork. Then you have conversation. That's important. Na sio conversation. Conversation with no food in the mouth. Usiseme, no, I was telling. Swallow. Swallow. If they ask you a question, you do this, you finish, you then talk. Sawa? Usikue na emergency ya kuswallow na kuongea at the same time. Tusikue na hiyo. Tumeelewana? Haya. So we have finished. Is there any question there? So at any given time, if you really want to be sophisticated, at any given time, your fork should not leave this angle as you're eating. So put the food that you know you can deal. If you put rice, for example, and you had, because we know rice can balance on this, otherwise how will we pocket? So you put a base, let's say a meat, so you cut a piece of meat, and then you take this and put it on top, the rice on top of the meat, and then you take it to the mouth. Now you don't go to the plate, the food comes to you. Remember you're upright. Remember you have a napkin. Food comes to you, you don't go into it. So we don't have, at any given time, tumelewana, we do not go to the plate. We bring the food to us. Tuko pamoja? Okay, tumemaliza hiyo. And then there is cake or fruits. Now, if you decide to go fruits, you go fruits only. See, dessert inakuanga na keki, to melon, kadizi, na kakeki, na custard, na sijui nini ingine. If you have a kitchen here, for the ladies, if you don't know how to bake, call me another day. I'll show you how to bake a simple cake and custard so that you can impress your guests with some fruits. So if you decide to go fruity, It is fruits all the way, my sisters and brothers. If you decide to go pastries, then it's pastries all the way. Are we together? Tuko pamoja? Nimeongea hapo? I know I'm touching a few things. So, when you then take whatever it is you've taken, provided ni brothers and sisters, see your brothers and sisters, and then something else. Now you have, remember you have, your fork is always on the left. Sindio? Your knife is always on the right. So they usually will be set here. So your way of doing it is, please focus here, my dear. You will pull them like that. You set for yourself, okay? It's usually the fork inside and the knife outside, facing against each other. So you pull them like that. Tuko pamoja? So you will do, usually with both hands, like this. Tuko pamoja? Haya. So then, again, fork in front of the knife. So you cut behind the fork all the time. See, hivi. Hivi. Tuko pamoja? Then you have finished. Again, you put the plate away. Now, in a restaurant, it will be set the same way, but now, if it is being served, they will come to the table and serve you. So with a starter, for example, if it's fine dining, if it's buffet, it's more or less what we've gone through. If it's fine dining, because I've had friends tell me, no, come and talk to us about fine dining, we are scared. This whole thing is so complicated. There's nothing complicated. Remember, it's out in, and then you will have, there are some hotels, you'll even have 2 plates here. There is aperitif, and then there is the salad, and then there is the main dish, and then there is the final. So if there is aperitif, usually it will be maybe some avocado, a shrimp, or prawn, or whatever, and some salad oil. Usiseme, ini prawns, niongeze ingine. Chef has planned that dish to be like that. So whatever portion they are serving you, it's what is to be accepted. Avo, hey, niweke ingine 2 pieces tuwili hatuwezi nitosha. It's not about toshaing. It's about what it is that we are doing. So kindly allow whoever the server is to just serve you the portion for the day. Don't say anything. Uko haujaenda kushiba, sindio? Tuliagana tayari. Tumeenda tu kukula na style. So, wachana nayo. So, they will keep removing and remaining, and you'll keep moving in. From out, in. Shida yako ni hiyo tu, in. So, ukiona, if there are 2 knives here, or 3 knives, na 2 fork, na maybe a fork on this side, because sometimes you can get a fork on this side, na kuna fork hapa mbili, so you'll know these 2 knives belong to these 2 forks, because there is no day you'll eat with a knife alone. Sindio? So, hizo mbili zitakuwa nini? Sasa, this one is the outlier. So you will know that this is the one to eat whatever comes first. There is no science to it, my brothers and sisters. It's very simple. In a hotel, you will have also, at home, you'll have a glass of either water or juice. Sindio? Usiwe ni wewe unakula na unakunywa majuisi ama water in between. This is your last conversation. Tuko pamoja? Ukimaliza food, you can have some water or juice before your final, your dessert. But it cannot be in between ati umeuma whatever it is. And it's no harm in asking, is this curly? Is it food? Does it have chili? So that then you don't have to think of the water. Yeah? This is your last thing. Even if you talk to the people who are nutritionists, they don't advise you to take water and food together. True or not? So this should be your last or the first. If you don't want to eat a lot, you can take water before you start your food. All right? So once you're done, in the hotels, sometimes they'll have 2, maybe even wine-looking glasses. Yeah, so 3 of them. They're usually in a triangle, like that. Yeah? So always know that the bigger glass, if it's a globe, it's called. If it's big and wide, it's the water one. So I hope hapa hakuna mtu atasema weka hii hata hii nitataka. Sindio? Utawambia, I will not be needing this too. I will need the water glass. Ama? Nimekosea hapo? So, in case you're the host, I don't know, or you go somewhere and you're told this is a non-alcoholic wine and we are taking wine, this glass and this, one is slim, is for white, and the wider one is for red. Tuko pamoja? So if you're taking non-alcoholic wine and it's white, you will not then have beef, because beef is red meat. Tumeelewana. Utakula white meat. The drink you choose here is what you'll eat. You cannot take red wine and fish. You need to know your meats. You need to know your wines. Tuko pamoja? Haya. Sasa si tumefika mwisho, tumetamatiza hiyo. Now see there is kachai ama coffee. Haya. Pia hiyo iko na science, wacha niwaonyeshe. You still have your napkin on, haujatoa. The spoon is always like this because you are holding it with your right hand. Assuming tumeweka maji, I mean it's not water, but assume we imagine it's chai. Sorry. So if it's chai black, you will have, maybe you'll have water and then a tea bag. Or maybe you take sugar. Utasikia tu, so, kwa nini tunagombana na kikombe na kijiko? You're supposed to stir it like this. Can you hear any noise? Can you hear any noise? Sifanyi hivi. Sio lazima ufikishe huku kwa mwisho. You do this. You stir it. If it's a tea bag, you stir it. And you practice at home so that when you go to the hotel, you're fine. Okay. Then you remove the tea bag because it will make your tea more deep than you wanted it. Or if you're okay with it being more dark, it's fine. You can leave it there. But the danger of it coming to your mapua when you're taking is high. So remove it. It's always good to remove it. Lakini kutoa, let me just, it's not like this. Usifinye. Uifinye na hii. So push it up, finya it here. Hata kama haida drain yote, haijakumalizia chai, si bado iko. Wachana nayo. Iweke hivi na kijiko. Ikiwa hapa ndani, iweke on there. Or, if there is somebody across, your cup is always like that, you put it here. So that it's not a sore eye, a sore sight for this one. Are we together? There are some people who might think it doesn't look very nice. So put it near you, and then you take your tea. Yeah? Now see, it is a sip. If it is hot, have more conversation. It will go to the temperature you like, and you shall. Lakini usifanye hivi, hata hii chai, niko na haraka. If you're in a hurry, put half the cup so that you don't have to remain. And by the way, it's not posh at all. And I've seen very many people think it's posh to remain anything on the plate or in the cup. It's bad manners. Are we together? It's really bad manners to remain food on the plate. Serve what you can finish. Don't think, oh, nitaonekana niko. You will look really shady if you remain any food on your plate. You look shady actually. Tuko pamoja? So when you finish with the tea, usipush hivi. Wachana nayo hapo. Kama unaenda, you take it. If you're not, you can leave it there. When you wake up at any given time to go and get whatever it is you're eating, return the chair. Nimeona watu wanaiacha ikiwa hivyo, wengine hivi. Be nice. Remember we talked of property, taking care? Jana. Si tulisema? So push it in. Always go. Si umeacha napkin yako neatly, nini? Kila mtu anaona hujamaliza, you have gone, you come back with whatever, pull it out, sit down. Tuko pamoja? Usiache vitu zikiwa yellow, green na white. So always pass the food. Now if we are on a table, assume this is my table and we are many, tuko wawili hapa, mwingine hapa na mwingine hapa. If you have been invited to people's houses, usually the high end of the table is either for mom or dad or the host. Usiende ati, wacha nikalia hapa ndio. Hakuna watu wengi. Wait to be seated, always. Wait to be seated because you don't know the protocol. Always just wait to be seated, okay? Then if you're not sure whether people are God-tying or greeting by hand or whatever, wait to see. Usually take us a step back, and I think my friend yesterday noticed that. I was not sure of the protocol when we got to the room upstairs for tea, so I took a back seat. And she said, no, carry on. I said, yeah. I wanted to see where Mom will sit, where Bishop was to sit, and where I will be asked to sit. Yeah, you must respect protocol when you go wherever it is. Okay? So then you might see people are God-tying or they are greeting, whatever the tradition, do it. And then when you are told to wash your hands, you wash your hands. And if you come in at that point, it's bad to be late, but sometimes we are. If you come in at that point, don't insist on greeting people because you do not know whether they washed their hands. Muko sawa? No. Just say good afternoon, everybody. I will not greet you as we are about to eat, but I hope you're okay with that, that kind of conversation. Okay? So again, I didn't talk of hands. I wanted to talk when I'm here. Hands on the table. Tulikuwa. They should be here. You should eat like this and not like this. Tuko pamoja, because the minute you eat like this, you mess around. You'll mwaga the food. What happens when you drop a fork, like in a hotel, or a knife? Unaingia kwa... Wachana nayo. Just call the waiter. Na usiitane we. Excuse me. Hey, kijana. Just do that. Nasi. Just do that. They'll come. Wherever it is, they'll come. It doesn't matter how posh or not posh the hotel is. If you do that and eye contact, they will know you need them. They'll come. Sawa. Then pass the food always to the right. So there is one item I didn't talk to, and I want to talk to it when I'm here. Yeah. I wasn't about to forget. Now imagine this for a minute is a salt or pepper. And my sister is on this side, or she's there, here. I'm here. Na iko mtu mwingine hapa, na mwingine hapa, and she's here. And she says, the salt and pepper are here. Please pass the salt. I can't do that. Because there's food, there are people, there are plates. You always pass the salt and pepper together. You don't... Hii nafikiria ni chumvi. Just take both, give them to the right, they will get there. Okay? Together. Now you've eaten, you've finished, and some guests put some hosts put the toothpicks on the table. Do we brush our teeth on the table? Tunafanya hivyo? Chukua hii something, enda kwa washroom. Just take it discreetly and walk away. Usianze. No. Go and clean yourself. If you don't use this, I'm sure you do a floss. Go with your floss to the washroom. Use it. Don't do it on table. You're cleaning your teeth at table. Tumeelewana? So again, if you have a dip, transfer it to your side plate. You know, like when you're given carrots or celery or some things to dip. Usifanya hivi, and then unauma unarudisha. Scoop, remember the butter? Scoop, put it on your side plate and use it there. The same with samosa or spring roll or whatever. They usually have a sauce, something to dip. Scoop the amount you need. Nasi yote, kidogo tu. Weka, use that. That by the time you finish that spring roll, this is also finished. Remember, no waste. It's bad manners to waste. Then again, dishes removed to the right. Aziendange, if you're the host and you want to take the dishes from your people, take it this way. Sio uku. They always go to the right. I want you to practice this at home so that it is not something that you're feeling uneasy or uncomfortable. Do that. It's a simple conversation, and you don't have to feel pressure. You're in your space. Yeah? Always do that, and then you practice at home so that you do not go to a hotel and feel embarrassed or not sure. Then also, when you go to a restaurant, do not order things like spaghetti. Achana nazo. Because you'll eat a bit. It's a bit you pull them, and it won't work for you. Yeah. So make sure that the food you're eating is comfortable. Okay, and you're okay with everything that is in front of you. So again, retain the eye contact. Remember, you don't eat with people who are unfriendly. So retain eye contact. Don't miss your mouth. Just proximity, an eye and check, and eat while talking to the other people. Don't correct anybody at table. Tuliambiwa, Wachana nayo. Wacha akule venye anataka. Mtaongea later, not at table, yeah? Don't correct, it's bad manners. Don't have your cell phone, even if it is upside down, don't have it. put it in your bag. Gentlemen, put it in your pocket, but don't have it, because it shows your attention is not there. You're not present. Not unless you're a doctor or you're expecting an emergency and you need to declare that at table. Just tell everybody, I'm so sorry, I have to have my phone. There is an emergency call I'm waiting for. And sorry, but they will understand. Yeah? Then don't talk with your mouth full. Don't apply your lipstick back. Hey, nimekula my lipstick. Watch out. Go to the loo, please. Do your thing there. Yeah? Ask for food to be passed around. It's not SOS. Stretch your staff. I see starving. Una stretch juiko. Now, when we are being passed, or when you're serving your food or whatever it is, assume it's a watermelon, and you want that one. Na zimeanza hapa. Please pick this one. Usifanye hivi. No, sorry. I'm just explaining the watermelon. So ziko nyingi hivi, na ile imekupendeza ni ile iko pale. Na zingine ziko hapa. Usifanye sasa with the tongs. Please pick. Or if I was to pass sweets and chocolates that are different here, I would like to see the reaction. Just take what's near you. Even if you want a chocolate na sweet ndio iko karibu, chukua tu na unyenyekee tu. Chukua. Don't do this. Pick it and move on. Huh? So I think I will end there. Today I think I had more time, and thank you so much for the reorganization. I really appreciate. I will end that there, but not without a question or two. I want questions, because maybe there's something I didn't or assumed that I explained or I didn't explain at all. Any question? Yes, please, David.
I am asking for
a friend.
Yeah. So there is absolutely no space for second service.
There is, but thank you for that. It's a fantastic question. Assuming you took fish and uliona hiyo chicken inapendeza sana na unataka kuiendea, what you do, you let the waiter clear the plate, or if you're in a home conversation, you clear the plate or keep it where the host wants you to, and then you pick a new plate, and you go for the chicken. But what I see as a very big mistake is people will now say, hey, iyo kuku inapende. Don't shout, don't announce yourself, don't justify why you're going. Just pick your plate, go put more chicken, come back, sit down, and carry on. Tuko pamoja? Lakini the rim has to be rim. That has to be observed. Rim tusisahau tafadhali. But if you're not in a friendly space, number 2 serving looks really bad to you. So if it's an office situation or in a restaurant or with people who you are not familiar with, if you go to somebody's home, let's say your sister or your brother's house, it's okay. Now, even there, don't shout at you, oh, me, I want more, hata sikushiba. Just go pick, and come back. It is only permissible in a home situation. In a hotel, you look like you're eating to die. Just eat the portion you have. And that's why sometimes it's better to pick 2 meats and avoid the fish. Because if you pick fish, it doesn't give you a lot of option. Not unless they are prawns. So you can pick fish and prawns because they are seafood. But if it's not seafood, concentrate on these other ones. You'll be more full with a starch or 2 and some veggies and 2 meats. You're good. Yes, please.
Please touch on the best practice on what we need to do. When we eat meat that has bones, we are on the table with people. Where do we put bones? Do we put them on the table or on the plate?
Thank you very much. That's a fantastic question. First, there is no time you're taking that food with your hands. Not unless you're in a homestead where hakuna hata ukibakisha nyama kwa bone, it's okay. You're not touching that food with your hands. Not unless you're in a homestead where maybe it's ugali, and traditionally we know we eat ugali with our hands. That's okay. But if we are in a restaurant and we are dining and you have probably gotten some spare ribs, you shall eat with your fork and knife, and you shall put the bones on the side of your plate, not on the side plate. They are within your plate. So you'll pick a corner. Remember, your plate is not too full. There will be a corner available for bones. Tuko pamoja? Another question. Yes, she's bringing the mic.
Maybe two questions together. Yeah. I think our British system is too limiting. I think an American would manhandle that thing and feel really good.
No.
So, well, that's one, my opinion.
Okay.
The other one is some nutritionists believe that it should be start with the colds. Now, in this case, where do we stand? Because it looks like the fruits are what we are going to clear with, and that's traditionally what we see in most homes. Yet it is like we've had cold salad, something like that. Shouldn't we clear with the cold so that when we do the teas and all that at the end, we're done?
Okay, that's nutrition. I'm talking to a formal conversation. If you started, there are even people who will talk to the fruits first. They'll say, oh, I eat fruits first before my food. Now, I'm talking to a formal situation. If that's your style at home, go ahead, but eat it well. If you're in a situation where you are with other people, you're in Rome, do as the Romans. Okay? In American dining, it's even more stringent. I've done etiquette in the British, that's my founding, but I've also lived in America where I have done etiquette as well, because etiquette you never finish. I also did it in Japan for the Asian community. So when I talk to the Asians, I talk different things with the chopsticks. But the American, there is also nowhere you're touching food with your hands. There's absolutely nowhere. Not unless you have encountered an American who is just like me, even you'll see me eating with my hands from time to time. But it doesn't mean that's the etiquette. It's not. So I've done different cuisines. Between American and British, the only difference is the placements of the cutlery. Yeah? It's not about touching the food, no. There isn't. If you go to dine with the president today, there is nowhere in America where you'll touch the food. So it depends on the orientation of the person. And it doesn't mean because I'm watching him eat and he's American, that's the right thing. He's also wrong. It could be. Yeah? True. Yes, please. Sorry. Sure. Yeah.
I got interested in Japanese culture, like the body language. When you're explaining something to them, then they are nodding. You may think that they are understanding and agreeing, yet they're asking for more. So at what point do you know that you are given your point?
When he stops nodding, he will stop nodding. He will say, for example, you keep talking.
Yeah.
Like at what point?
these are our products. And so just know that now the point has started.
They'll stop nodding. By nature, they'll stop nodding because nodding to them is not something of agreeing.
Okay.
They are like more like, it's respectful, yes, I respect what you're saying, but give me more.
I've asked that because I've interacted with them and I know that I never drive my point home. The other question on etiquette, I wanted to ask, now you've given us etiquette for American, British, Chinese and all that. Is there a provision for African etiquette?
Yes, very good question. I have qualified my conversation. If you eat with your hands at home, if you eat whatever it is, the way you eat it. Now, if I sat here, I will have to go through all the 42 tribes of Kenya, because our diversity is as such. But in the African context, we are known to eat with our hands. These are foreign tools that I've talked to. But you can't go to a hotel today. If I took you to Serena and we have a very high-level lunch, I would be very embarrassed if you're my guest and you started eating with your hands. We're in Rome, do as the Romans. So because we already know our tradition, that I don't need to teach anybody, I am trying to teach because we are now a global village. So we will meet the American, we will meet the British, we will meet the European who are usually prescribed to the British, and therefore we need to behave as they do so that they don't, I don't want to go there, but so that they don't think of us like they thought where we evolved from. True? Yeah, so it's about, we all have our traditions. So if you, for example, brought me githeri here, I would do it like this, because that's how I love it. But when I go to the UK, even if they brought githeri because they call it salad, bean mix salad, it shall be eaten differently. Yeah? So we have our bit, and we come to table where there are other traditions, and so that we don't offend them, we eat like they do. If you go to Singapore, you eat like the Asians, with the chopsticks or whatever it is that they are using. Sorry? Have I ever? Sorry, you can use.
If you have made an interaction on etiquette, have you been involved in a situation whereby you are preparing them how to behave when they go to Kisumu? They are given ugali and fish and how to attack.
Yes, in the UK and in the USA, I did prepare students to come to Africa. And one of the things I did is dress and eating. And we actually ate with our hands, and sometimes they were like, ew, are we gonna touch this with our hands? Mm-hmm. And we dig in. So it's if I'm here, I won't teach you what you already know. If I'm there, I'll teach them what we do here. Because there are those exchange students who we want to come and embed themselves within the culture, and they will want to know the dress, the mannerisms, and the eating habits. Okay, one more last one. Oh, you have the mic, okay.
In a restaurant situation, where should I put my purse?
Where should you?
Put my purse.
Oh, okay. First of all, if it's an evening, don't go with a handbag. Go with a clutch bag, yeah? So that So assume this is my clutch bag. So I've come in, maybe it's here or I'm holding it, and I've come in here now. It should never be on the table, and it should never be on the floor. Your bag should never be on the floor, ladies, by the way. So you sit. Remember, your back is here on the chair. Are we together? Now, if it's a lunch and you have a handbag, you can be polite to the waiter and ask him to give you something to place the bag on, which will be normally here, next to you. Are we together? If it's a restaurant or cafe, they normally have something to hang. Or if they don't, you should, if the protocol allows, pick an edge of the table and have the handbag holder, like I have in my handbag, and hang your bag. You know the handbag holders? Ladies? Yes? Okay, good. So you just place it there, you'll hook the bag, and you'll be okay. On the edge, but it can't be the center conversation for the table. But never on top of the table, please. And never on the floor. Thanks. So we're good? Yeah? In finishing, just one more story. And I like to tell it, and I know whoever attended last time will remember it. I used to be once a little girl, and my mom had 18 children, me being number 18. And of course, I think she had answered the question of where babies came from for a long time. So this particular time, it was my turn, and I asked her, Mom, where do babies come from? And we were in the rural area. She was with rice preparing for lunch. And she said, God puts little babies in balloons and drops them from heaven. And where they fall is their house. And that particular time was a time when I was about 4. I couldn't have understood it any other way, so she did it in a nice baby way to understand. So at that time, it was around this season of Christmas when the mangoes are ripe. And our neighbors, of course, having 18 children, our mangoes were finished, as you can imagine, by then. Our neighbors had very nice mangoes that were calling my name, and I couldn't pick them. So I wondered, how come I'm in this homestead, instead of having been born in that homestead, where I could have by now be feasting on those mangoes? And so I asked her, where did my balloon fall? And I think I was now getting irritating, so she was busy with the rice, and she said, there. So I kept moving and saying, here. She said, no. Here, no. And after some time, she said, yeah, there. And I said, was there wind? Because the fence was so near, and I wondered if there was wind, maybe it could have flown just a little, and I would have fallen there, and I would belong there. And now those mangoes would be mine. And she said, no, there were no winds. And so, as I leave you today, Deliverance Church, Zimmerman, your balloon is here. There could be mangoes in that other church that is near here. Yours, because you're a big church, may be finishing, or could have finished. But you belong here. Sindio? Si we belong here. Si Jesus lives here. Si tuko hapa. So, my encouragement to you, as church goers, as church believers, as Church of Zimmerman Deliverance, be planted here. As you leave that gate today, and every day when you come, it is good manners to ask yourself, What did I leave there? With who? Mnatokanga mkisema, hey, leo pasi amenikuza, alikuwa naongea juu yangu. And you feel really touched by that sermon. Sindio? Na wewe, what did you leave with who today? What was that item? Because your balloon belongs here, with that friend of yours, with that neighbor of yours. What did you plant? What seed did you plant in them? That's my challenge today. It's part of etiquette. Make sure you leave them with something. If nothing else, a smile. Have a lovely afternoon and may God bless you.